Hello there, and welcome back to my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. We are now at Baku. If you haven't seen the last one from Monaco, go back and check that one out before you come and check this one out. This is your last chance to do so before spoilers. So it was a comeback drive after a disappointing qualifying in Monaco to end up finishing 7th. We're aiming to go a lot better here with upgrades on the car, and you can see I'm pushing them too hard that trip across the chicane. But we're in Q1 and we are trying to get out of it, and I'm trying to set an absolutely epic lap here. We have got the new power upgrades on the car. We've even got one of our final chassis upgrades on the car as well as an aerodynamics upgrade. So a big haul coming in here. So hopefully this will move us forwards and bring us back to the front of the field. And with 2 purple sectors there, that is not a discouraging sign at all. In fact, that's a very encouraging sign. What is the lap time gonna be? It is a 38.9 that puts us 600ths off of Bottas's time there. That is so much better. That is more like it. That is more the sort of place we want to be. And we were comfortably through Q1. And I am stretching this car further to see what it can do. And that's another 1 minute 38 in Q2, which actually puts us the top of the timesheets there. And I believe that's a 38.4. So I'm very encouraged with the car's speed here. And now we come into Q3 where it really matters. Gasly currently 3rd, as you can see there. And look at the run we got out of the tunnel there. Oh, a little bit of a drift though. Not really the section of circuit you want to be drifting on, but you can see how hard I'm pushing because I know the pace is there and we have got that pace. So out of the left right, what is it going to be as we hit the long straight? Verstappen sets the fastest time. Can we beat Max's time? We are now sprinting for the line, and yes we do. It is provisional pole position for the moment, but
let's review our
by the end of the session, Lewis Hamilton just pipping me to that pole position. But it's our first front row start in God knows how long, and you know what? I'll take that.
To today's Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and a race that in its short history has already proven no stranger to drama. A 4th row start is just about as likely to give you a podium as a pole position would. And remember, in 2017 and 2018, both Lance Stroll and then Sergio Perez took surprise podiums here. Baku City Circuit then, an unpredictable 3.7-mile track around the streets of the Azerbaijan capital. 20 turns for our drivers to navigate today, including the infamous Turn 8, one of the tightest and most challenging corners of the season. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Joker completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Bottas, Jenson Button and Ricciardo, Perez, Gasly, Norris and Yuki Tsunoda, Leclerc, Vettel, Lance Stroll and Giovinazzi, Ocon, Russell, Nicholas Latifi and Artem Markelov, Mick Schumacher, Mazepin, Sainz and Guan Yu Zhou. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down.
So, our first front row, Hamilton alongside us, 26 laps stand between us and what could be a great result. Can I get my first podium of the season? It's lights out and away we go. Hamilton gets away brilliantly. I had to settle by tucking in behind him for P2. I did have Verstappen getting interested around the outside, but we shut that one straight down. Hamilton leads them, we're in P2. And Verstappen's still getting interested behind us. In fact, he's going to have a look to the outside, but I will have the inside covered, and he doesn't even go for it in the end. Max backing out of that one. I don't really want to be wasting too much time on the cars behind me, though. I want to be trying to stay with Lewis if I can. And here we are at the end of the first lap, having done that. We are right with him, and we are going to have the slipstream. We're going to have what's left of our overtake. Can I get close enough to even consider a lunge into the first corner? We're using that slipstream, getting ever closer, closer, closer. Are we going to be able to take the dive? Yes, we are. Down the inside at the second lap. Hamilton trying to hang it out around the outside, but we have taken the lead of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Lap 2, we are leading the race, and boy does it feel good to be right at the front of the field again. After a handful of shaky races this season, it is good to be leading the way. Hamilton 9/10 behind. He really lost a lot of time having to back out there. And now, if anything, Jenson Button getting very interested in Max Verstappen for P3. Can Jenson make the move work? He's down the inside. Verstappen holding it out around the outside in the white coloured Red Bull. And I think Verstappen is just about going to be able to keep him at bay there. But now Button will have the inside for the next corner, and Jenson gets the place, or does he? Max still keeping his nose in there, but he has to surrender, and that's a light tap on Button's car, and that's not going to do Verstappen's front wing any good. So, leading the way at Azerbaijan, although Hamilton does have that DRS, so we haven't exactly stretched away just yet, and Lewis Hamilton still keeping me honest there, and in fact I do believe Verstappen is losing further places now at the hands of Valtteri Bottas, so not going too well for him. Meanwhile, Hamilton's right back on us again at the end of lap 4. I'm doing everything I can to try and break the slipstream, but Lewis is staying right in it. Is he going to have a look up the inside here? No, he isn't. We hold the line. And with pit strategy now coming into effect, my strategy is simple for this lap. Do whatever Lewis doesn't do. Oh, we've gone very wide there. That is not something we can afford to do at all. Now Lewis Hamilton right on my rear. He's going to try and go around the outside. We're going to cover the inside and try and break later. Lewis doesn't even end up going for it in the end. He tries to hold out around the outside. It doesn't happen. He has to back out of that. And like I said, oh my goodness me. That is a moment that my chest just... I felt my life flashing in front of my eyes there. But Lewis Hamilton pits, so we elect to stay out for one more lap and see what is what there. I'm hoping Jenson doesn't elect to pit this lap with me, but he actually does. I'm so sorry to my teammate because that has screwed him up. Also, for whatever reason, they decided to change my front wing, and I thought the front wing was fine. I thought our pace without it was perfectly fine, but whatever. Apparently it needed changing, so we'd have a new front wing, and with Hamilton going for medium tyres, I've gone for softs, so I can go straight on the attack towards Lewis Hamilton, and I have made my intention clear then that we are doing a two-stop race, and on that tyre surely Lewis Hamilton has to be two-stopping as well, as we now bring ourselves within that crucial second, which means we're back within the DRS zone of the Mercedes in front of us. And Bottas is now in P3 with Gasly and Perez 4th and 5th. Verstappen takes the fastest lap. He's quite a way behind now, so I assume on his pit stop he changes front wing after contact with Button. Round the outside of Hamilton then we go, round turn 3 I think that is, and we have got that move done. That is a great move. You can see there we just got in his slipstream. He tried to cover the inside, so we've gone to the outside, sweep around, thank you very much, and I am now going to try and drive into the distance and cover this race victory, because I want this race victory. We haven't even been on the podium in season 3, so how good would it be to not only get on the podium for the first time this season, but do it with a victory? That is definitely the goal here, with Hamilton now over a second behind, and now we watch Perez and Gasly going at it for P4. Perez going down the inside of Gasly. Gasly holding him out around the outside, and Gasly actually managing there to keep the place. Brilliant driving by the AlphaTauri driver. And Perez now, next time round, going for it again. And once again they're side by side. Perez on the inside. Is Gasly going to sweep round the outside again? Yes, he is. They're still side by side down the straight here. And I just want to take a moment to appreciate this freeze frame that I have captured there. But, yeah, round the outside Gasly goes, and he's still holding on to it. He now switches to the inside. Gasly still just holding on to the position. What a scrap this is, but Perez gets the better exit. And with that, 4th position. After that, then, we have now come in for our second stop. After a very short run on the soft tyres. And what I now have is the advantage of fresh mediums. And crucially, I found the time slot to get out in front of Perez and Gasly, which was my target. Make sure I got out in front of those, and I knew I had the gap to just about do so. So that has now worked for me. Thank you very much. Let's get back after the Mercedes. So that is the plan. What we'll end up effectively doing is extending the advantage we already have by means of pitting earlier and using the advantage of the fresh tyres. We've set a fastest lap there, just to add insult to injury. And it looks like Perez and Gasly behind us, looking at the times, are getting very interested again. But it also looks like the end of the race for someone. I can't quite make out who that is. I think that's a Ferrari. And I do believe, yes, that is Charles Leclerc pulling over to the side. So his race is done. Meanwhile, we are now right with Valtteri Bottas. Hamilton has pitted. Bottas, I imagine, is going to be a little bit harder to get past from there. But we're going to give it everything. And right now, well, we're catching him at a rate of knots. His tyres must be finished. So I take back my statement of Bottas being harder to pass. I actually think we get the right move. It should be easy pickings. Right, here we go. DRS. Big straight. Button in the pits again. So he hasn't been able to really make anything up for this race. And we dive down the inside of Bottas. Bottas holding it out around the outside. Doing so brilliantly. But we've got a good exit here. And we're going to sweep around the outside. I've given him room, but Bottas still tapping into me there. I gave him plenty of room, and I think he had to pit to repair his front wing after tapping into me. But I gave him space, you know. Anyway, we now pit him for a 3rd time. The reason behind this was Lewis had fresher tyres than me, and I wanted to guarantee the fastest lap. I'm going after the fastest lap here. I did think I might have had enough of a gap to pit in and stay ahead of Lewis, but we just didn't have that gap. However, what we now have is very fresh soft tyres, so getting back past him shouldn't be too difficult at all. In fact, we're now coming to the back straight. We've already got the momentum, we've got the slipstream, we've got overtake, we've got DRS, and I think Lewis at this point, what's the term? Sitting duck. As we blast past him and retake the lead and carry on in our aim to save the fastest lap and guarantee us getting that fastest lap. Pushing hard to do so and nearly going into the wall there. Are we able to get that fastest lap? Yes, we are. Not by as much as I thought we would have been able to do so, but nonetheless I will take it. Right, these two are getting busy again. This is Gasly and Perez battling for 3rd on the last lap. These two have been scrapping away all race, and now Gasly going after the podium, trying to go around the outside of Perez. That's not worked out for him, but look who's getting interested behind them. It's Yuki Tsunoda. Perez trying to get back past Gasly, who did initially get the position, and Tsunoda's following him through past Gasly, and now Tsunoda's going after Perez for P3. That's extraordinary, but Perez holding back Yuki Tsunoda, and Tsunoda not able to do anything there. But back with us, the race leader, and I am taking it very easy now. We've got a 5-second gap, and what a race this has been. We started on the front row, managed to get past Lewis early on, and since then we've controlled the race. The second we got into the lead, we have controlled this race. We did make an extra pit stop, which cost us position right at the end, but it was only too easy to get that position back. And as we come out of the left-right, and we do so very nicely. It is going to be a first podium of the season, but we're going to do it in style by taking the win of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We weave to celebrate as we cross the line, and that is the win. Yes!
I want my pizza, Jeff. Great job. You've done everything we wanted today.
It wasn't always plain sailing today, but a very important win nonetheless. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium.
So after a mixed start to the season and a frustrating one of 6 races and not even being on the podium once, including a DNF in Portimao, finally we are back on the podium, and we do so with a win and a fastest lap for 26 juicy championship points. So Hamilton and Perez round out the podium, then it's Tsunoda and Gasly in 4th and 5th doing very nicely for AlphaTauri, and it's Bottas, Verstappen, Button and the 2 Aston Martins rounding out the points. And that makes a statement in the championship. That makes a statement saying we are not completely down and out yet. And we might be a way behind in the championship, but with 50 points to catch up, that is 2 race wins, and anything can happen as we go forwards. And I feel like now we have the car to catch that gap up. Championship fight ignited. Well, thank you for watching this installment of Career Mode. This will be the last one of 2021. More to come in the new year though. If you like what you see, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new here and you want to see more content from me. TTFN guys, ta-ta for now.